Today, we are going to learn more about bees and pollination to go with what we learned yesterday. So you should have your Buzzy Buzzy Bees, How Bees Pollinate paper, okay? Or you can just pull it up on your screen if you don't want to print it. It's a long passage, so I'm going to read half of it, and then you are going to finish reading it because you're big third graders and you can read, but I am going to read half of it with you, and then you can read the second half, and then you'll have 4 questions to answer and use the passage to find the answers. That's what it's there for. So let me screen share. You know how it always seems to pause for some reason. Maybe it won't this time. Fingers crossed. Yes, didn't pause. Okay, it's going to be a good day, right? Okay, Buzzy Buzzy Bees, How Bees Pollinate. Many plants need to be pollinated to produce seeds or fruit. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains in flowers from the stamens, which is the male part, to the pistil, the female part. And we learned a little bit yesterday about that. Without pollination, fertilization does not occur, and plants will not produce seeds or fruit. When a pollen grain, remember what they looked like? They look all pokey from yesterday. When a pollen grain is deposited, that means put down, on the stigma, travels down into the ovary. Fertilization occurs when sperm cells fuse with egg cells of the ovule. A seed then begins to develop. The ovary itself develops into fruit that holds in the seeds. Some plants can pollinate their own flowers. We learned a little bit yesterday, right? This is called self-pollination because they're pollinating themselves. Pollen is transferred from the stamen of the flower to the pistil of the same flower or to a separate flower on the same plant. It's all on one plant itself. Examples of self-pollinators include tomatoes, corn, peas, some types of string beans, and some violets. Other plants need pollen from another plant or even another plant variety. This is called cross-pollination. And remember yesterday, it's crosses because it's crossing from one plant to the other. And pollen is transferred from the stamen of one flower to the pistil of a flower on another plant. Plants that are cross-pollinated need insects, birds, some mammals, wind, or water to transfer the pollen. Many plants are pollinated by insects such as bees, ants, flies, butterflies, certain wasps, and other animals. E.g. means example, bats and small birds. The hummingbirds we read yesterday that find food in their flowers. The animals usually have wings and fly quickly from flower to flower. They usually have hairs, feathers, or scales to which the pollen sticks. I'm going to read one more paragraph, and then you're going to read the last 4. It's a paragraph because it's indented. So I'll read one more, and then you will get to read the last 4 paragraphs. So you won't have to listen to my voice anymore. There are many kinds of bees. Some are known as solitary bees because each bee lives and works alone. The female mates and makes her nest, and the female dies before the young hatch. The bumblebee and the honeybee, however, are called social insects because they live in groups called colonies and share the work. Now you're going to read the next 4 paragraphs. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're at the bottom. You're going to read them independently, or you can read them out loud with mom or dad. That's your choice. And then when you finish, you are going to answer these 4 questions on your discussion post. Question 1, you only have to write the letter of the answer. Okay, you don't have to type out the whole thing. Just 1 period and then A, B, C, or D. 2 period A, B, C, or D. And that is your discussion post. If you did not research yesterday, today might be a fun day to research from the more information you learned about the different kinds of bees. So that might be a fun thing that you guys do. So after you finish reading your last 4 paragraphs, either to yourself or to someone at home, then you will answer your 4 questions on the discussion post and possibly do a little research. Have a good day.